What's up guys, and welcome to Bavarian Enthusiast TV. My name is Will and I appreciate you checking out this video. This channel is all about classic German sports cars, most specifically air-cooled Porsches and classic BMWs. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe, click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I publish new videos. Today I'm going to be talking about an amazing experience I had at a 2-day exclusive invitation-only air-cooled Porsche rally in western North Carolina. This was solidly at the top of all of my car-related experiences, and I could not be more excited that I was included this year. So this video is going to be about my experience there. I got a lot of in-car footage, I got footage of the cars, the whole thing was just amazing. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm going to jump right into it. I've just returned home from a mind-blowing Porsche event. What was it? A secret, exclusive air-cooled Porsche rally in the mountains of North Carolina called Targa, Carolina. This was the 4th year they've run it, and I am so incredibly excited that I was invited. The cool thing about the fact that I was given an invite is that it came as a direct result of this channel. Someone saw one of my videos, looped me in with the organizer, and long story short, I found myself in the mountains of North Carolina amongst 40 other air-cooled Porsche owners. So the real question is, what was this rally thing all about? Picture 2 days in the mountains of North Carolina at the tail end of the summer. Add to that 40 or so air-cooled Porsches ranging in vintage from 356s all the way to 993s. Mix in miles and miles of spirited driving from one rally point to another. Now throw in drivers communicating with each other using walkie-talkies plus hours of hanging around talking about Porsches, and you have one of the most fun car experiences I've ever had. If you've been watching this channel at all, you'll know that I'm in love with my 993. Since buying it 3 or so months ago, I have put tons of miles on it and have centered most of my recent videos on it. So you can imagine I jumped at the chance to attend an event involving air-cooled Porsches of all generations. After responding to the invitation and paying my enrollment fee, the only question in my mind was, what in the world would this event be like? When I arrived, I wasn't really sure what to do beyond checking into the hotel, which was in a very unique area called Little Switzerland, North Carolina. The views offered by the property were simply astounding, and my room was situated in a way that offered a view overlooking the mountains going on for miles and miles. Once I dropped my stuff off in my room, I wandered around the property a bit and then spotted what I was looking for, a bunch of classic Porsches. It was a little weird to be the new guy there. I mean, who likes to be the freshman, right? But after dinner, laughs, and tons of Porsche talk, I stopped by the organizer's cabin to sign my liability waiver and pick up the event packet. The packet consisted of a poster, a t-shirt, 4 stickers, and a rally book. The rally book contained all of the local routes, along with turn-by-turn direction. At around 8:45 the next morning, there was a driver's meeting where the organizer walked us through the plan for the day. Safety and care for the local residents and towns was at the top of all of our minds. When the driver's meeting was done, we migrated to the staging areas and prepped the cars. The parking lot where we all gathered to get our cars ready to roll was a really interesting little setup. It afforded parking for us under large old trees and was surrounded by small shops. I honestly paid little attention to what the shops sold though. This was all about the cars. As we wiped the morning dew from our windshields and warmed our engines, I was struck by the sights and the sounds. It was an amazing experience. The sounds of the exhausts, the old engines, and the smell of the cars was almost overpowering, but in a good way. It was almost like traveling back through time. Man, was I lucky to be there. The first run group ended up being 993s and 964s, so I jumped into the line. As I sat there, I was filled with anticipation about what this experience was going to be like. Then we took off. As we left the hotel, we spun up the speed pretty quickly. At first, I was feeling a little uneasy as this was my first time really pushing the car, and the twisties were tight for sure. After a while, though, I fell into a rhythm and really began to enjoy the car. While I had bonded with the car when I had taken it to the Dragon's Tail, this experience was definitely next level. The sound of my stereo was punctuated by the crackle of the walkie-talkie as we updated each other on the location of obstacles such as gravel and pedestrians, other vehicles, and cyclists. One thing that I wasn't expecting at all was the smell of the exhausts. It was a distinctive smell that hung in the air all day long, very reminiscent of the track. We made our way to Banner Elk, North Carolina for lunch. If you asked me how I got there, I couldn't tell you. Whoever made these rally books and the routes contained in them is very impressive because it seemed to me that all these roads just ran together. That afternoon, something really cool and special happened for my 993. I crossed 100,000 miles. I'm weird that way. I love when my cars hit special mileage birthdays, and the fact that mine flipped to 6 figures on this rally was somehow very fitting. I was stoked I was able to capture it on video. After a couple more hours of focused driving, we ended that day at a picturesque marina on Lake James. I was honestly fried. A day like this can really take it out of you, and I had underestimated how taxing this was going to be. The next morning was much like the first, except I was more relaxed since I knew what I was dealing with. Once we left the hotel, we jammed down Highway 226, which is an incredibly fun run down the mountain below Little Switzerland. Today's destination was Mount Mitchell, the highest point east of the Mississippi. After several cool photo ops along the Blue Ridge Parkway, we arrived at Mount Mitchell. We had lunch at a restaurant at the top of the mountain. The food wasn't all that great, but the sight of all these air-cooled Porsches parked in a row in the parking lot was definitely a highlight. After lunch, I spent some time with the organizer before leaving, trying to learn more about this concept of rallying and how it was that I hadn't been aware of it now. Apparently, this type of thing has been going on for a while on the West Coast, and this event, called Target Carolina, is one of the only such events on the East Coast. Again, I almost had to pinch myself as I realized how lucky I was to have found this. Now that I'm home, I've had the chance to reflect back on this experience, and I have a few key takeaways. Number one, I definitely want to go back next year. Number two, the culture surrounding air-cooled Porsches is unique and only helped to make me love this 993 even more. Number three, I plan on picking up an older air-cooled Porsche to join my 993 in the garage. I'm not totally sure which one it'll be, so I'll be researching to figure out which one is the best fit for me. Do you have any ideas for me? Please comment below. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found something of interest here. If you did, please subscribe because I'll be publishing more videos just like this one.